Bank and yank only. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC, and this is one of Kyle's designs off Built Fast. This is his Mini Delta 50 millimeter. However, this is the 64 millimeter. I want to say the plans are $17, $18, but you get 3 sets of plans. You get the Mini, you get the Mini 50, the 64, which is this one, and you get the 90, because I can just imagine this on a 90 millimeter. We're going to take it up. This is not the Maiden flight. Actually, I just flew it a few minutes ago for the Maiden. My wife was sitting down, so I said, let me just go ahead and fly it real quick, make sure she's trimmed. And she needed a little bit of down trim is all she needed. We're going to take it up again. I will tell you, spoiler, it flies amazing. I haven't hand launched it. I'm just taking it off on its belly, just like a regular plane. So it's got more than enough power. I don't remember, this is a Q something EDF. I think it's got a 4500 ESC or 4500 kV. I don't really remember. I'll put a link in the description of the EDF that I put in here in the description of the video. It's got a 60 amp ESC, and listen to this.
A Built Fast Mini Delta 64. Flying for Kyle.
Kyle, I want to thank you for all the hard work you do and making these and designing these planes and everything. And I can tell you, this thing is an absolute blast. I got one flight in just a moments ago, and I hardly had just a little bit of down trims, all I needed to do. Oh wait, I changed batteries. Let me check CG. He even goes so far, he's even got you some CG bumps on the underside. And I added some EDF or servo covers, and she's pretty well locked in right there. Okay, I got it. Excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold. Got a 3000 4S in there. Turnigy pack. Right, left, up, down. Just simple. I want to say it was Elevon B, if I remember right. No yaw, just bank and yank only. I'm going to go back down to low rates.
Mid rates 90.
No, I'll do the mid rates. And she was printed in Sunlu lightweight PLA. A little bit of down trim needed. Pick it up. Kill the motor. Oh man, this thing flies good. It does, it flies so good. Oh, by the way, I don't have a gyro or anything in it. Just AR620. Oh,
Time remaining 2 minutes.
When you know it's starting to rain. All right, let me rip it by one time. Fat full speed. Mid rates 90%, 30% expo. 2 9-gram Metal Gear servos in there. It's starting to rain. We're going to have to call it quits. So stable. Even in crazy wind. It's just wind coming out of the south or northeast right now. Got more than enough power to take off on its belly. There we go. Grass is soaking wet, so I'm not going to try to take off on the grass. This, and like I said, this was in Sunlu lightweight PLA, active foaming PLA. In Florida, it's really moist and there's humidity in the air no matter what. So usually what I do is whatever the filament says the bed temperature and the nozzle temperature needs to be, I add 10 degrees to it, 10 degrees Celsius. So if it says bed temperature at 80, I put in 90. If it says nozzle temperature at 240, I put in 250. And I had some stringing, but very little. And I just used, I want to say this was all one wall, maybe two wall. No, one wall and 3% gyroid, and 2 up, 2 bottom, or I don't know. He puts it in his description of the instructions you get, how many walls, how much gyroid, and if you live in a wet climate, you want to up your bed temperature and you want to up your nozzle temperature a little bit for whatever the PLA that you're using, lightweight. And this thing's got enough power and it's so sleek, I think that honestly regular PLA would be fine, it'd be a little heavier. All up weight with this, if I remember right, all up weight with motor and battery was under 1,000 grams. That's with a 3000 4S battery, ESC, receiver, both gyros was under 1,000. And this motor puts out 1,900 grams of thrust and the weight was under 1,000 grams. So definitely plenty of power. We still got a minute and a half. But it's starting to rain and I don't want to push it. So anyways, there you go. That was the Mini Delta and the 64, so I guess it's the Mid Delta. But Kyle, you did a great job there, buddy. I've talked to him one or twice, I think, on through email and stuff, if I remember right. Maybe it was through the YouTube. But I love watching his content, and yeah. I love the man who incorporates his kids into his video. They always try to help him when he's doing his build videos, and he stops and makes a point to talk to them and everything, and I kind of appreciate that. I do appreciate that. All right, well, let's check our battery. I think that's good enough. It's just too, I'm just afraid this rain's gonna come in and I don't want to have a signal loss. If I have too much rain, besides that, I'm not feeling well. Now, I did have a magnet that you can put in the front there to hold tongue and groove back on the hatch, but my magnet kept failing on me. I didn't get a big enough magnet, so I just got a latch from another 3B printed plane that I just glued on the front there, and that's where I've got the 3000. There's the AR 620. Let's check. If we got a whole lot left, we may go up again. Oh gosh, yeah, 79%, we definitely have to go up again. That's too much. I mean, if it was around 50 maybe. So yeah, we definitely got to go up again. So put that down, pull that latch down, and let's take off again. All right. If I have an option to belly or take off traditionally versus hand launching, I'll always take the belly takeoff, but let's demonstrate it anyways. More than enough power. You got finger holds here, but that just, no, I don't feel right. It was all white. I just took a can of black spray paint from Walmart and just gave her kind of a camo look, Arctic camo. All right, medium rates, which are 90% throws, 30% expo. She does have a little bit of torque roll. But she flies so good. I am just so impressed. Kyle, you've done such a good job designing these planes.
One minute.
Really have. Take it up, kill the motor. Man, it flies so good. All those hours, I want to say I've got about 23 hours of printing time in this.
30 seconds.
Well, y'all know that since I printed that with a 64 motor, you know I'm going to have to do the 90 now. Take it up.
20 seconds.
Take it up. Easy recovery.
10.
Let me do that again. I'm going to let go stay. Let's just see what it does. Yeah.
Land now before you lose her.
Well, I'm not surprised that's good on the battery. The whole thing's a lifting body. And she wants to float and float and float. Look at that. It's got plenty of power. Now, these servo protectors are aftermarket that I just happen to have in the drawer. You can easily find files to print those out for yourself. That black on the bottom is just the marring from this Geotech. But I tell you, thing's light and flies amazing. If you decide you're going to get into 3D printing, 3D printing is going to teach you one main thing. If it doesn't teach you anything else, it'll teach you patience. This literally took me, I want to say, about 23 hours of printing time to print this out. Just my advice on printing, I haven't done enough to really, obviously not to teach it, but be patient. You're going to just go ahead. If you're going to buy yourself a couple of rolls of filament, know that one roll of filament, you're just going to waste it. Just trying to dial your printer in to where you're happy with the results. So just be aware of that. But I can take a full roll of lightweight filament and I can print out about maybe 2, maybe 3 of these planes. And the roll of filament run me $30. So if I crash and destroy this thing, I'm at what, $12, $11, something like that. So reprint it. So really the biggest cost is time. It's not so much, and usually the electronics are going to be just fine. And I highly suggest you hot glue your electronics in, because all you got to do is take some rubbing alcohol and maybe a small syringe and shoot that rubbing alcohol around your servo and around your motors and wherever whatever else you've mounted, and that alcohol will undo the hold that the hot glue has on its surroundings. So it undoes it at a molecular level. It's kryptonite for hot glue is what it is, rubbing alcohol is. And so you can just take, and then all that glue will just easily peel right off your servo and off your motor. It's starting to rain again. So let's check our battery again. Real quick, I want to show you the throws I'm in. That is 90% throws with 30% expo, and that's where I'm happy at. Let's check the battery real quick before we have to go under the cover. 23 seconds over on a 3-minute timer. Push my little latch back. Okay. 51%, I'm happy with that. 3.8 a sale. So Yeah, it's got all I got is an AR620 and a 60 amp ESC, and I do have some extensions, same gauge extensions to go back to the EDF. But other than that, I want to say the servos run you. I buy them by the packs of 12 for $20 or $28 a pack of 12, and they're metal geared servos. And then the EDF ran me, I think, $28. Extensions were a couple of bucks. I already had this receiver, so okay. What do I got? I got 30, 45 the ESC, another 50 for the receiver. So 95, 10, say $12 in the plane. So what, 107 now, and then about a $25 battery. Okay. And if I crash it, print another one. Just print another one. It's just that simple. Folks, thank you for watching. Kyle, thank you for the effort and the work you do. And you did a good job, buddy. This thing flies great. I think I'm going to do the 90 next. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends. And then Planes by Kyle on Built Fast. Bye, y'all.